Hello everyone, this is Sunny with cmh3studio, and today we're going to go over rapid prototyping for the codoozer application, which is also something you can use for MobileCube as well. For rapid prototyping, really what we're going to talk about is what is it, what's the definition of rapid prototyping, what are the softwares that you can use, and then maybe I can show you just kind of quickly how I use it with codoozer, and maybe you'll get the idea of why it's so important to do this type of development. So rapid prototyping is the creation of simulations, right, of your testing and your validation of those apps that you're building. And you do this in a rapid progression. You make changes, you download the APK, and then you immediately fix whatever's wrong. And you just repeat the cycle until you're all the way done. You go through the prototype phase, you review it, you refine it, and you just keep going till you got no more bugs. The software that I use is Nox software, and I also use Vysor. And I kind of go back and forth between the two because sometimes they can get a little finicky. But the Nox player is what you would download, and that can be actually, I have a web link here, I think. Yeah, I think I just googled the 15 best Android emulators, and it has all these different ones that you can pick from. Like I said, I use the Nox one, and you don't even see Vysor on this list, but I have used Mimu and I have used BlueStack before. But what you're doing when you're building in codoozer is you're making changes and you're downloading them immediately. You're exporting them right into your emulator. And this is the Nox emulator, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So what I'm going to do is take out some of these records out of this database. Here we go. And I'm going to save that. Actually, let me do this. I'm going to take the whole thing. I'll put it in a new file, and then I'm just going to erase, let's say, all but 2 of them, and save that. What I'm doing right here is, this is from another tutorial about databases. This is a JSON database, and so I'm just reducing it down to 2 records so you can see what's going on here when I do this rapid prototyping. So once you're done making your changes in codoozer, you've gone through all your different screens, and you think you're ready to do a quick export, you just click this export button, and codoozer over here will give you a notification when the app is complete. And so I have the Nox emulator running, and once this is done, I'll download that APK. It doesn't take very long, it just takes a minute or two. And then, so there it is right there. I'll just do a download. It's going to put it in my download folder. I'm going to click APK install. Go to my downloads. It just occurred. And it's going to install it. And the reason why you do this in such rapid progression is because you're trying to make sure you're not getting any errors and any bugs in the system. So I'm going to go to list of database, and as you can see, there's those 2 lists right there. So going back to here, take that whole list, paste it in there, save it, export it, and I can rapidly go in here, close this version, and just wait for this to give me the next download version. There it is. codoozer is very fast, by the way. And I'm just repeating the same process. I'm going to do an app install, APK install. Go to my downloads. There's a new one. It's going to parse it and then throw it up. And that's how I can do my rapid changes to my codoozer application, make it work however I want, and then quickly see the results. So now if I go to the list, I should have all 8. And there they are. So that is the Nox simulator. And we're going to cross our fingers on this one, because this is Vysor. And what Vysor is, it's using my actual cell phone. So I'm plugging in my phone right now. And I'm going to launch the Vysor app. We'll close that. And this is the fun part. Sometimes Vysor doesn't pick up on my let me go to my phone, and you have to have USB debugging on. So I'm just going to my settings, and I'm going to make sure that that is actually enabled. So developer options is turned on. That's important. And it does say US debugging is on. I'm going to turn it on again. And sometimes it asks you, do you trust this PC that you're connected to? Which I do. It's my home PC. Let's see if that did it. Where's Vysor? Let's try this again. Generally, after you've had it set up for a while, it runs pretty consistently. And it looks like it's having a problem. So I do know that USB debugging is enabled. No, that's not what I wanted. I'm going to unplug it, plug it back in again. Okay, now it's prompting me to say, do you trust this connection? And the answer is yes. All right. So now we got Vysor going. Let's go back to codoozer. And what we'll do is we'll make another change. We'll go to something more on the first screen. And we'll export that. This is Vysor, codoozer's Vysor, V-I-S-O-R. And it's not a full-fledged emulator. It's more just like a visual guide for you when you're doing your development in codoozer. So I'm going to click download, and then I'm going to say show in folder, and then I'm going to bring up my Vysor emulator over here, and what I'll do on this one, I'll just drag and drop our APK that we were just working on to my phone. So I guess it's really a personal preference which you like. Me personally, I don't like using my phone because you get phone calls, you get text messages, you get everything on the planet going on. And there it is, Hump Day Haiku. And as you can see, it works the same way. The screen resolution is probably smaller. Maybe that's something else to think about too. You trying it on different Android versions will give you an idea how things look. This one's a little bit more close, you know. The font looks a little larger. Still looks pretty good though. But like I said, the whole point of this uh, tutorial is really to talk about how to use these tools in a rapid development manner. Because when you're working with codoozer, you kind of need to have that. You need to have the ability to make changes and then come back in here and quickly check them out. Because especially on the database views, you don't get to see all the data. It's not smart enough, or I guess the way it's coded, it cannot bring back those rows of data, and that's totally understandable. But it would be really nice to see what this listing screen looks like when I go into my emulator. So on your phone, you do have to uninstall it. And I think you can get away with it on the Nox simulator, where you don't have to always uninstall it every time you want to get the latest version of it. So again, I just drag it over here, and it'll install it for me. Takes it just a minute. There it is. And then we'll launch it, and you can see our changes are now showing up. And when we want to see our databases, we see all the records. And that's it. Alright guys. Appreciate your time. Thanks for watching this video. If you like what you see, please subscribe. YouTube channel, you can subscribe and like and give us a thumbs up. On library, which is lbry.tv, you can find us at cmh3studio. I do tutorials for MobileCube, and I do tutorials for codoozer. So go check us out over at library. You can also, on library, you can do something called support, which is using your library LBC coins to help support the channel, and anything you can provide, that'd be awesome. Well, you guys have a great night, and appreciate your time.